you could actually wear like some sort of costume. So I was a firefighter. I had an axe and I had the firefighter helmet.
Maybe we shouldn't have told this story.
It's pretty funny. We gotta pull up a picture.
Is this like a primer for like Chippendales and shit?
I know. Where's the
It's just
story
a little-
going? Next thing you know, he's in Boogie Nights.
No, so,
All right, folks, we're back. Episode 20, Cutler Cast. And we brought a special guest. We've been talking a lot of episodes about this guy, and Regan Grimes is in the house.
thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man, it's about time you showed up. Like we've been talking about you for I don't know how many episodes now.
For like a couple months now.
Yeah.
So when did you come out here first? It was right.
The 10th of December.
It was right
Yeah,
after
but
the
no, we've
Olympics.
been talking about it since the Olympia. So anyway, you know, welcome, guys. Another episode. We're getting deeper into the episodes now. And I know we talk about bringing on certain guests, and we've been kind of talking about, you know, having Regan on. You know, he's a Canadian, and we're going to get into a little bit of his background. But he's a guy that's, you know, I've kind of worked alongside with for years. You know, turned professional super young, but I want to get into a little bit of background. What got you into bodybuilding, and I know we share some similar hobbies, and you know, you're shooting for a big contest right now, which is the Arnold. How many weeks away?
6 weeks. Yeah.
So it's you know, we're getting them. Usually, like, people are concerned about, oh man, is he going to be brain dead in this and that? But you're pushing along pretty well right now.
Yeah, we'll be okay.
I feel like you've been dieting like for like a year, dude.
Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, it was just a very, very short break in between.
Like after the Olympia, like we saw you and you were going overseas to compete to do your qualifications or whatever, and you were able to win a show over there, and you know, we'll talk a little bit about that, but you know, let's talk a little bit about the background.
Yeah. Tell, like, for the people that don't know you, they know Regan the bodybuilder. Like, just talk about kind of how you were as a growing up, like a kid through high school and whatnot. Like what?
Yeah, I mean, I was big into hockey. I mean, at a young age.
A Canadian?
You know, being from Canada.
Yeah.
I think everyone plays hockey from Canada. But, yeah, I loved it, you know, for a while. And then, you know, as I got a little bit older, I didn't love the travel for hockey. So, like, my passion for it wasn't, you know, you get on the ice, you play, you know, 10, 15 minutes, but you drive like 4 hours to the game. So just for me, I didn't love it that much. So, you know, I kind of picked up motocross, which was like something my dad used to do when he was younger. So he got us into it, and I loved motocross. It was like it was awesome. I did it for years and years, and then, you know, we took it pretty seriously. You're traveling every weekend. You're riding every night after you know, after school, and it was great. But.
Is there like a circuit in Canada? Like, how do you do
there's
motocross?
a circuit. Yeah, there's a circuit. So like every weekend, you know, you get in the truck, you camp out pretty much, you know, Friday night, Saturday night, and the race would be Saturday, Sunday, and then you head back home, and then you pretty much do it every weekend. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
Regan, what, 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, he took me to my first ever motocross event.
Yeah, I've been. I used to go to Supercross here, you know, and I was a huge Jeremy McGrath fan.
Oh yeah, he was great. Yeah.
And then Ricky Carmichael, I knew, like, I had a relationship with Ricky Carmichael, so I followed it pretty extensively. And I was into the ATVs. You know, I rode three wheelers first before the four wheelers came out.
Those
You see,
are
I was
dangerous.
the king on the three wheelers, bro. Yeah,
Wow.
but you know, it's you know, listening to your story, and you know, we all get into bodybuilding for certain reasons, and for me, it was like, you know, I had a good physique from the time I was young, and I remember seeing pictures of you. You look like a surfer, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you had the hair and like, you know what I mean. So did you in high school play any other sports other than hockey? And how was your physique when you like did you have a good physique or?
Yeah, like, I mean, I was always athletic, and you know, motocross is like super. Well, hockey and motocross, but motocross is very. I think people underestimate how much, you know, cardio, how much effort it actually takes. Like, I guarantee you go on the bike and you do one lap on the bike, you'll be like forearms smoked. you'll be out of breath. Like it's crazy, really.
I know, but I'm kind of laughing because as he was asking his question, you're like, I got into motocross when I was in high school or whatever, but dude, I see you at 270 pounds on a Yamaha 450 recently.
Yeah,
not that long ago. You went riding, didn't you?
Yeah. I bought it. So I bought a bike again, like maybe 4 years ago, and I kept it for like 2 years, and I sold it maybe a year ago, actually. But
did you get back to like riding it on a regular?
So tell me because listen, these guys are little. People don't realize some of these Supercross guys, like they're like
150 pounds.
Yeah.
Probably.
So when you're like
the ideal.
You're 270 on this or more. I don't even.
Oh yeah.
I mean, do you notice how different the air is?
Oh, everything's so weird. Yeah, it's crazy, and then it takes a while to kind of pick it back up. But I always love the corners, jumps and whatnot, but. It is a whole different animal. You get back on there. Literally, I used to rip for like 30 minutes straight, motos, and I'd be fine. As a kid, I'd do it again, and I'd go back out. And I do like 2 laps. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta take a minute. So I come off the track, and I just sit there for a bit, shake my hands out.
So is this like technically a form of cardio? So you get ready for a show?
Yeah, you could.
But I noticed you were doing it. I remember Matt and I were like, I'm like, damn, Regan's like, he's out there on the motocross.
It wasn't like he was jumping.
No, like for me, like I have quads at home, and I had this like brilliant idea in the middle of signing like the biggest contract in my life. Like I'm gonna go buy these ATVs, and in the contract it actually had like no crazy sports, like
no way.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I couldn't. I'm like, man, if I get injured on this shit, it's like
that's
I
the
can't do
worry,
that.
Right.
So, but it's great. I mean, I love the Supercross stuff. But so, tell me, you remember the day you actually joined the gym, or?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was in high school. Yeah. I remember. I got a membership.
At what gym?
Spectrum Fitness Center, Lindsay. Yeah. So it's like there's like dance upstairs, there's boxing in the corner, there's a gym in the basement. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
And what was your goal?
It was just probably get girls, probably get bigger arms.
Really?
Yeah. I think I literally just did chest day and arms every day.
How did you learn though? Was that like, did you watch YouTube or that kind of stuff by then? Yeah, just talking about why you joined.
The gym, yeah. So actually, that was kind of when I was. So my brother and I were the ones that raced motocross, and we did it together. So that was something that we would always do, challenge each other. We had a lot of fun with that. And growing up, it was just a way to do things together, right?
Yeah.
And he got a full-time job managing a grocery store, and then he slowly started to, wasn't riding every day after school. He was finished school, and then it was just me and my dad living at the house. And pretty much, I raced for another season without him, but it just wasn't the same, So actually, I ended up kind of getting out of it too. And the injuries is the one thing with motocross is just like.
Didn't you
all my
break
injuries
your collarbone or?
Yeah,
something
I broke this arm.
Okay.
I ruptured the spleen. Luckily, I didn't need surgery. It was bad though. I fainted and the bars went in the stomach, and that was like a bad one. Yeah, and then I had another guy land on me, broke my ankle. So all the injuries I have are from motocross. But
how old were you when you stopped doing motocross?
I was probably grade 12. So the finishing
17.
Yeah, before heading out to college.
17 years old.
Yeah. So that was kind of like as we stopped racing as much, took up so much of our time, going on the weekends. Now. So I wasn't practicing every night, and then I got a gym membership, so I was just like put my energy into that. And I had a couple friends, we go after school and work out.
You were watching videos of me, or?
Oh yeah,
really?
For sure, yeah.
At what point? So when you went to the gym, did you just start working out to work out, or did you say, "I want to look like Jay"?
Yeah, I mean, that was probably, a lot of, in high school, I was probably a lot more like just screwing around, arm day, chest day, just trying to get in there. I think I was trying to just like get my bench press up. So I wasn't even really like bodybuilding training, but, just wanted to grow, but I didn't really know anything.
Did you train legs?
No.
Never trained legs, man. That's like rule
school.
number one.
Yeah, I hated it. I don't think, actually, I don't know if I hated it. I just didn't do it.
Matt still doesn't like to train legs.
No.
I do it. I just don't like it. Yeah. You don't like it either. Nobody likes it.
It's my favorite body part to train, actually.
Yeah?
He's just saying that because he's on camera.
No, I had great legs.
Well,
Ron,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, you did.
So,
But
So at what point?
So at what point did I start like really kind of following bodybuilding? It's probably when I, did my first competition. I went away to college.
What was your first competition?
2012. 2012. UFE, so it's called Ultimate Fitness Events, and it was like just a federation, a natural federation in the area. And I went 1 year before, so 2011, and I think Dennis Wolf was the guest poser. So that was pretty cool.
what'd you think of him?
He was a monster then.
Yeah.
2011. Yeah.
He was. Yeah, that was probably his peak, wasn't it? Size wise.
Yeah, he was
I
good
think
into 14, 15.
Was he? Yeah. So then I.
How'd you place in that show?
So 12 funny story. Like 12 weeks out from the show, I had some friends that did that show that year when I saw Dennis, and once I saw it, I was like, yeah, maybe I'll do one, maybe not. Took some time, and then 12 weeks out, the year had gone by, and I was 12 weeks out from this one again, and I'm like, oh, you know what, I'll do it. Like, why not? So I met up with a guy who coached people in the area, and I bought this piece of paper. It was said 12 weeks out on it, and it was the diet, everything on it, and I followed this paper all the way into the show.
I know, but
nothing changed.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, so because we know like you're deep into your career now.
Yeah.
So like, did someone create this for you? Based on your size and say, okay, this guy needs X protein and X carbs?
Where did you find this guy?
Yeah, I mean, he coached a lot of people in the area. Did
you pay for it or?
Yeah, but I don't even remember how much. Maybe $200 for this.
I wish
paper.
you still had that hanging on the wall.
Jeez,
that'd be cool.
Imagine I have an email of it. Maybe, I don't know.
And so you did the contest. You dieted. You did cardio.
Tons of cardio.
Was it a lot of work?
Low carb, probably no fat, maybe.
And you got lean.
Just protein. I got shredded. Yeah.
And how'd you do?
So it's funny. I won the men's fitness / physique category, which is it wasn't.
Did you wear board shorts or
no? So you wore boxer briefs. So it was like boxer briefs.
Okay.
So kind of like those, I guess.
Yeah.
And something you wear like guest posing, maybe.
Yeah.
But boxer briefs, and then you could actually wear like some sort of costume. So I was a firefighter. I had an axe and I had the firefighter helmet.
Maybe we shouldn't have told this story.
It's pretty funny. We gotta pull up a picture.
Is this like a primer for like Chippendales and shit?
I know. Where's the story going?
Little...
Next thing you know, he's in Boogie Nights.
Fuck, Regan, you got a career if you just...
Damn it, if you would have stayed in that direction, you could have made something of yourself.
Oh, God.
We're gonna find this picture of Regan as a firefighter.
So, Regan, where the hell did you find a firefighter outfit with an axe?
Just a friend of mine that was a firefighter.
So you had the boots and all that shit?
No, so I just did the helmet.
Okay.
This massive helmet, this axe, like a real axe.
Okay.
That's been used probably. But
I've never heard this story until right now. This is great.
It had the red shorts on, so it was the real firefighter.
Okay, so you were more showing the physique, and it was so it wasn't like a full, like you weren't covered up and shit.
Just two pieces and then the box.
All right, so you win this thing.
So I won that category.
Okay.
But I also did junior bodybuilding and I did open bodybuilding, and I got second in those.
Okay.
So I won the men's physique one. So I was like, what should I do?
Were you hooked? Like, were you like, damn, I like this?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I was like, that was pretty cool. Getting awarded, first place, you work so hard. It was like challenging, every day doing the cardio, this, and I loved it. So I was like, what should I do though? Moving forward, I won this category, not that one.
Yeah.
Should I pursue, this physique thing? But
so I'm thinking this is 10 years ago. So you were like 18.
So it was my 19th birthday weekend. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, 19th birthday weekend. I did my first show, 2012. So,
wow.
Yeah.
And then, so what transitioned you from that to?
Yeah, so some guy, I came off stage and he was a UFE pro, so what that is at the time, and he was like, I asked him, I said, what should I do? Like, I won this one. Am I more suited for bodybuilding? And he said, just go back to the gym, just get bigger. You got a physique for bodybuilding. So I did that. I took 2 years off, and then I did the Ontario Physique Association, which is like in Canada the way to become IFBB pro in 2014. And I did that Mississauga. It was in Mississauga, Ontario. You might know.
Yeah.
And I did the men's heavyweight open, and I won the class, and then I won the overall.
So by this time, you're huge by this point, right?
I mean, I think I was 175 at the 2012.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I was about 205.
Okay.
At 200 at this next 2 years later. So I had won that one, and then actually what's crazy is we heard about Chris Bumstead, which is like, holy shit, this guy looks great too.
And he was young, right?
Also a junior. So sorry, I forgot to mention I was a junior, so I won junior and the open.
See, it's different from the U.S. because we don't have like junior divisions. Once you teenager, you turn 20, and you're just in. It's one.
So
division.
You move on.
Yeah. So there. What's juniors from 20 to 22 or 23?
I want to say it was like 20, 21 and under or something like that. Yeah. So I had won the junior, the open, and then the overall, and then Chris, I don't know if it was the week before or a week after, he went and did the same thing, but at another like show, and then we were meeting 2 weeks later in Toronto, so we actually competed against each other at the Toronto Pro, which is there's an amateur side to it too. So in Canada, there's actually like a regional, then there's a provincial, which is like the Toronto Pro, and then the amateur, and then there's the nationals. And at the time, that nationals, you had to get top five, and then win the nationals in order to get your pro card in Canada. There was only one show, one person that got to go pro per year.
So what happened with you and when you and Chris faced off?
Yeah, when we faced off. So what's really weird, we do the juniors. Again, we're able to do juniors and open, and in juniors, I believe I got second, he got first. And then in the open, I got second, he got like fourth. It was the weirdest thing. I don't know how it works. So I was like, oh shit, we're 1 for 1.
It sounds like some fuckery.
Yeah. I don't know how it worked, but maybe I looked sharper 20 minutes before and
because normally if it's the same judging panel, they have to kind of follow some sort of protocol.
You can't beat the guy here and then 5 minutes later lose to him in a different division.
Seriously, maybe I have no idea.
So did he get a pro card there?
No. So then we went to the nationals the year later.
Okay.
And we were still able to do junior. So I don't know if it was 22 or 21 that you can be in junior, but we went head to head there again. Pretty sure he won in the nationals in the junior, and then he got like third or fourth in the open, and I got like sixth, and that pissed me off. I didn't like that. So I was like, I'm not waiting a whole year, because this is crazy, right? In Canada, there's only one shot. So I'm like, I'm not waiting another year, to come back. What I did is I just took like 6 or 7 months, and then I did the Arnold Ohio amateur, like maybe 7 or 8 months later. And I just and literally that's when I opened my gym.
Is that 15 or?
It was 2015. I opened my gym.
I was going to ask that. Yeah, when did you open your?
Yeah, 2015. I think.
What's the name of your gym?
Flexplex Muscle and Fitness. Yeah, it was for 5 years. We did that. Yeah. But that's when. So when I finished that nationals, actually right before I left to the competition, we were opening the gym like 2 weeks later. So it was crazy hectic, that prep, when I was like doing the nationals, getting the gym ready for the first time and everything. And then when I came back, we opened up, and I literally lived in this gym. Like we were open from 5 a.m. to 12 at night, and then I lived like 40 minutes away. So I literally put a bed in the back, and I slept there. And I slept, and I literally.
And how'd you cook your food?
We went to I went to Farm Boy, which is pretty much like a Whole Foods.
Okay.
And I would get my steak there, my chicken. I'd have oatmeal. I'd have a microwave, rice, and I literally would just like, for those, I think it was like 7 or 8 months leading to nationals to the Arnold, I lived at the gym. It was just like, yeah.
That's a hell of a story.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean,
What made you want to open your own gym?
It was just a dream of mine. I actually What really triggered it was when I was going into the competition, the nationals. I would go to one gym and I'd be filming for YouTube, and I'd get kicked out of multiple gyms. I'm like, this is so stupid. Like, I'm promoting the gym. I didn't have much of a following at the time, but I felt like it wasn't harming anybody, and they pretty much got kicked out of multiple gyms. That was just one of the reasons, but I mean, obviously, like having a.
So why are you getting kicked out? I don't understand.
Because some places just don't allow.
Yeah, corporate gyms, they just really don't like it. They don't care.
Remember
right?
now
Like,
everyone does it, but
Yeah,
if this is back then,
I know
6,
it's
7 years
publicity,
ago.
like what
though,
about
you know?
LVAC? Could you go in there and film though? They probably would.
You
With your
can.
cell phone, you can. Yeah.
You could
No,
with a
even with a camera, but
Really?
they like to prove it because there's a lot of people like if it's a person, I don't want to be filmed.
Yeah.
They feel weird about it. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
They just don't want to be like filmed doing their exercises and all that.
That's what they're.
You know, they worry
point
about
is,
the
yeah.
chicks like, getting filmed or whatever else, right?
So circle back. So you went into the Arnold Amateur in 2015.
Arnold Amateur 2016. Yeah.
It's
So
2016.
15 was the nationals, and then yeah, that was June. I opened the gym, and then it was March, I guess, the next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did nothing until then.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
What happened there?
So there, I did the super. Yeah, was I super heavyweight? No, I was heavyweight still. So just under what 220, I think.
225.
225. I think it was like 220, 218. And I go up there. I get first in the heavyweight class. And there's this big Russian guy who got first in the supers, and he beat me. But it was
So
he
you
was
didn't get your card
massive,
again.
This guy, yeah, I was like, shit, that was
Who was it? Who won that?
His name's Sergey Kulov or something. Sergey.
Sure.
He was like we were like kids amongst this guy. Like he was 270,
It's all the foreign guys that win.
280 pounds maybe on stage. We're all pumping up backstage, looking at this guy in the corner like we're in a different league.
Like Issa won that, Rowley won that.
In
All
Columbus.
these guys, like all these guys turned pro to amateur.
It was such a cool show to do. There's just so many people, and you're on the expo stage.
Yeah.
which
there's a crazy
was
crowd.
Crazy. Yeah,
I've had that conversation. I was like, man.
that was a lot of fun. Like,
So then from there,
yeah, so I was like, shit, that was so close, like literally I think in my head, I'm like, if this guy didn't show up, I could have got my pro card, it's just one guy.
Yeah.
So where's the next thing I could do? There was Australia, I think 2 weeks later or something. And then there was Brazil, I think, which was 3. And pretty much I went right back home. I think we drove home like the next day, and I just started, digging deep again into prep and right back into my gym, and then had to do all the paperwork and stuff for going to Brazil.
I think back then you needed a visa then.
We did.
it wasn't an easy
It
process.
was before the visa.
It was like we go to the Brazil embassy in Toronto, and that's like a 2.5 hour drive for us from London where I live. We get there, and this is at the time where the Rio Olympics was happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it
They
was
were getting ready,
hectic.
yeah.
It was like, and we go there, we explain the situation.
It was then, right? It was happening like
It was
that
literally happening
fall
that-
or something, yeah.
that
Summer
year or
or
something.
something, yeah.
So we go there, and we explain the situation. We're an athlete from Canada. I'm sure they have tons of athletes coming in and trying to get visas and this, and they're like, there's just no way you're gonna get it in time. And I just think we just stayed there and just kept kind of begging them, like, is there anything you can do? And eventually, that thing arrived like 2 days before the flight, like 2 days before the flight. No joke. I remember like we were freaking out, but we just like in our heads were like, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And everything just kind of aligned.
So you fly down to Brazil.
So we go down to Brazil, and I got a funny story for that too. That was crazy. So I'm working with Chris Aceto. Yeah, which is a great guy. And I'll go on later about it, but actually, so that's where we met. I go up to do one of my, I think it was like 3 days out or 2 days out. We're in this like super nice hotel.
Yeah.
It was great. And I go up to do my second last cardios, and Jay's there on the treadmill. There's only 2. So that was super cool.
Did I come up to you? I knew who you were.
What happened?
What happened?
I think I'm on the phone. I'm text. I don't even think you said hello. Like when you came, when you first went on the treadmill, and I texted Chris, and I'm like, yo, Jay's like beside me. I'm doing cardio,
And so he texted me.
He texted you.
Yeah.
And then so that was super cool. And I remember we had a good chat. Some motivation for me, and it was inspiring and.
Yeah, and
So
Chris
because
told
of Jay
that
you
with
won.
me.
No, Chris told me, this guy's got great structure. It needs more size or whatever, but he was in great shape and and he ends up getting his card.
Yeah, 2 days later.
Did you expect it or?
I mean, I had no clue what to expect really. Like, there's a huge
Because you're
obviously
at this.
huge
You're how
language
old
barrier
right
there.
now?
23, I think.
Yeah.
It was 23. Yeah. So 23, I'm there. But yeah, huge language barrier. You have no idea who's competing.
Yeah.
I didn't really care. It was like whatever. You know, I'm just bringing my best. I was the most ripped I could be. And, but one crazy thing that did happen was leading into the show. So I was like, my carb source, I was eating really low carbs. I think we were doing like 50 grams of oatmeal, like weighed, like pre and 50 post. And that was it for the day, you know, which is,
He had me on the same ship.
That's a lot for you now.
heck, I mean, now I'm on 0, but
Yeah.
it's just a different approach. But yeah, it was 50-50. And actually at some point I was doing 2 workouts. I actually was like, Chris, I want to do 2, you know, like, and
Double split,
and I was, I was breaking it down. Now I wouldn't do like 2, it wouldn't be like 2 hours each time, but I would break it like 1 hour, 1 hour, you know, instead I just preferred it. And then I could do cardio in the morning, cardio at night. So it's like 4 times in the day I'm burning.
Yeah. Same
You
shit.
know?
We just talked about this. Yeah.
Really? No,
Yeah, he used to do that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's crazy. But yeah, so I go to the grocery store, which is like super hard, difficult to get to. This place is crazy. I remember like we were surrounded.
It was like a circle or
there
something.
was like,
Like a roundabouts and
and
stuff.
These guys got guns on them and stuff, like surrounding the hotels.
It's dangerous.
It's crazy there. Yeah, I haven't gone back since. I would love to, but hopefully one day. And so I go to the grocery
I'll
store.
tell Tamer and Tarek Regan's ready to come back.
Yeah, I would love to. That'd be sweet. But I've always wanted to do the Arnold, like the
Arnold
Brazil one. Is they still?
Well, it's
still-
been discontinued the last couple of years because of COVID, but I think it
Okay.
comes back.
Yeah, it's going to come back soon.
That'd be sweet. And then, so we get my stuff, come back, and like I said, I was doing oatmeal pre-post. I was obsessed with oatmeal, just like the best, digesting well, and I loved it. So go back, you know, continue that. Now we're starting to load up a little bit, so it's not just 50-50. Maybe we're doing like 50 a meal or something. And all of a sudden, like I'm like, wow, this is the best oatmeal I've ever had in my life. I'm like, what is this? I can't see the box. I'm like, I can't read shit because it's like in whatever language.
It's in Portuguese, yeah.
And, you know, a day goes by and I wake up the next day and maybe now we're like a day and a half out, 2 at max. And I send Chris my pictures. My stomach is so bloated. It's out to here, water everywhere. My whole body I never looked worse. You know, I was freaking out. And we look back at the bottle. We're like, hey, it's got to be something I'm eating. Obviously, like it's happened this fast. And I look at it, and then we tried to like, you know, take some of the words but anyways, it was full of milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, lactose, and I'm like lactose intolerant. Like I have I can't just have like milk. So it was just a water bag. So right away I'm like, oh shit, okay, thank God we figured it out. And then each meal, like we switched to potatoes. I remember going over to the mall and I grabbed like from this restaurant just like a shitload of cooked potatoes. I was like, what do we got to do something quick.
Yeah,
it was cool.
It was cool though because the hotel, there was a big mall next door and there was actually a big gym there and we would walk over and train. But what was cool is when you left the hotel, you noticed they were building all the arenas for like for the Olympics coming up. So it was kind of cool to see all that going on. So you rectified the issue.
Yeah, and then just meal to meal slowly started to come back to life. And just in time, we wake up the next day for the morning of the show, and we're just bang on.
So you know, you're big on social media. Like you're like, I think I call it a hybrid because you kind of like you're a social media star and also like a bodybuilder, a successful bodybuilder. But were you doing content at this time? Like, were you filming all this?
Yeah, like it's all on YouTube. That's what, yeah.
Like, so when did you start the whole, like, thinking, okay, I need to film? Because for me, like, that's what is recognized now. Like, all the videos you see on YouTube, other than what I currently film, it's all from my DVDs, right? Which we didn't have social media then. So I'm thankful that I was once a year putting those videos together. Yeah. Now, what triggered you to start doing social media and posting up like? Who told you to start a YouTube channel, and what year was that? Do you remember?
Frank, man, I mean, I remember picking up the camera, and that was 2015. You know, so that was when I was.
Were you watching someone's channel?
Yeah,
at that point,
probably. You know, I had watched Antoine's. You know, he was one of the guys back in the day doing YouTube. I was a big fan of his, and he would just do the raw stuff that you love to see. You know, cooking food, going to the gym with a buddy. You know, doing some whatever. And I found that was fun to watch. So I think I started it like not knowing, what it might come of it, but just kind of enjoyed, taking the videos, for, you know, so I go back on them like in the future and see like, wow, like look what we did, you know, this was an experience. And then another reason, you know, to share and relate to other people. And it kind of like came back and like motivates me too, you know, when I can share my journey and then they can relate to it, and you know, you kind of motivate each other through that.
But do you remember like a point watching your YouTube subscriber list and saying to someone, I can't believe I have 5,000 or 8,000, or was there a time that like it kind of blew your mind a little bit? Because how many subscribers you have on YouTube right now?
300,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what was like a point where you're like, wow, people are following my stuff and I'm not popular yet?
Yeah. That was probably,
how many subscribers you think?
yeah, like when I hit maybe 70, 80,000, I was like, oh shit, this is really cool. Yeah. Yeah. But I remember first starting off, like, you know, the sponsorships and things like that. My first ever sponsorship was Do You Even? It's actually funny. I'm still with Do You Even.
Yeah.
And when I first wanted to, we reached out to the
clothing brand,
clothing,
right?
Yeah, and they're from Australia. And we liked, you know, they ran a few pages. I don't know if you guys remember, maybe like Gym Memes Official and like Do You Even Lift? And they ran a couple really popular pages. And I was like, shit, like they were also at the time, the way they do their branding is they would actually like post a lot of the athletes and just random people that were wearing the clothes. So I was like, shit, this would be a great, they had like millions of followers on these pages. Yeah. And I was like, this would be a great, like, just here, we'll buy clothes. So we actually put in an order. I just bought like $200 worth of the stringers and tank tops and stuff. And then I just put them on, took pictures with them. And people started, you know, messaging like, oh, where'd you get that? Where'd you get this? And then I did a deal with them where pretty much it was just commission based.
Did you reach out to them or did they reach out to you?
I liked the clothes and I felt like it would be a good opportunity to, you know, get some more reach. If I could get featured on their pages.
So did you send them images?
Yeah, so I sent them images and I just started posting it myself, tagging them, going into my contest prep. And then they're like, hey, you know what, we'll give you, you know, commission on your sales. And I'm like, shit, that's great. You know, like I was a manager at a supplement store at the time. I was bouncing, you know, security at a bar at night and, you know, a little personal training here and there, making plans.
And you had the gym still, right?
And this was right before the gym.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this was right before the gym. I quit all that and then just worked the gym when I started that. But yeah, you know, getting commissions, I didn't get, it wasn't, you know, like a free, you know, ticket. It was pretty much, you know.
So that's a really good, because we talk about this about, you know, and I'll give an example like Chic, you know, to this day, I collab with a line with them with the Jay Cutler Signature Series, but same thing. Like I was given a pair of Chic straps. I reached out to them at the time and it was only like, it wasn't through social media or Instagram. It was like through an email and like, hey, I really like these, you know, and they're like, hey, we'll send you a free belt or whatever.
You genuinely like
the owner reached back to me and, you know, it eventually, like, I remember saying to them like, hey, would it be possible if we could do like maybe a contract and like maybe have a salary? And he's like, okay, well, you put together the contract and we'll do it. And I was like,
why can't companies say that
yeah,
now?
so because they hadn't signed anyone. So for me, it was like, okay, I created a contract and I think I created a contract for everyone else that's now there, which is a lot of people, you know?
Well, that's really cool.
So it's just shows that, like, you know, the effort forward of like, hey, I like something, I utilize it. And then you never know where it's going to take you.
You took the initiative, because a lot of people will sit back and complain, how come I'm not getting deals? You know, it's sometimes you have to go out there and let people know I'm here.
You love it, yeah, exactly.
So that's like 5 years plus that you've been with.
Yeah,
2015, so 7 years.
7 years.
And also you do some fathers and sons stuff, right?
Yeah.
For more.
Out of the UK.
I like your model pictures, bro.
Really?
Who takes those?
Thanks. I have a couple different photographers, but staff does a lot of them. Actually,
sometimes it's just we could just be some random spot and he'll wear it and just do it from the cell phone.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. But I think the most father sons has been with Steph, Eye for an Eye Media. Yeah, she's great.
But like you're like kind of that transition guy where it's not like you don't have to be the freak factor all the time, right?
Yeah,
and that's
I love being able to wear those clothes.
It's universal for you, and that's what makes your value so. Like we talk about that on the channel a lot, right?
It's good information for people to talk about.
Yeah.
So for you, you turned pro in Brazil, and then what's next?
So I turned pro in Brazil, and that's kind of like when I guess you could say that bodybuilding became a career.
Did you have a contract? Or?
No. So just after that, I got signed with BPI.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Was
So-
I there? I was there.
Yeah, you were there. So we, maybe my first appearance, I think, was at the Olympia 2017. And because that Brazil was 16, so 17.
I had the Cutler brand on the
Olympia.
opposite side, right?
Yeah. So I'm sure we have a picture from that event, but that was super cool.
I still remember back then, he messaged me on Facebook.
Did I?
Yes. He sent me a message on Facebook. Hey, I'm Regan. I'm with BPI, blah, blah, blah. And I remember asking you, and I said, who's this guy here? Because I didn't know who he was yet. And you're like, oh, yeah, he's a young kid over at, he's over at BPI here with us, blah, blah, blah. And you'll see him at the Olympia. But I remembered you messaged me because you probably seen me with Jay and stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's buried back in my Facebook. Because I remember
awesome.
looking like, who's this Regan Grimes kid?
Yeah. Jeez.
It's a long time ago.
That's 5 years.
That's when the
6
first
years.
message came because of BPI. So
Yeah.
thanks, BPI.
Yeah, it's we all look for, here you are like with a huge established career. You've done how many open contests now? A lot, right?
So tell
I
us
wish I
where
could've.
you after that you got with BPI and then
Yeah, it's a roller coaster.
your rookie year.
Like you did,
There's been a lot of things happen in those.
I know.
5 years.
I mean, the Olympia you've been in how many times? 2 times? Three times.
3 times. Yeah, 2 times in the Open, 1 in the
Classic, and I
Yeah,
don't
so
know.
I was gonna say talk
Let's
about
break it down.
talk about the year where you did 3 shows.
Okay.
And then the following year you
came out of the
classic.
gate. You came out of the gate, bro, and you did amazing.
Shit, I know, and then I did something real stupid, kind of.
I know, but like you got seconds or
Got
something,
second in-
right?
in
Everywhere.
Vancouver Pro.
Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver Pro. Second.
And
then
you
you
did
did Tampa.
Canada Pro too, or
So after 2016 would have signed with them, and then 2017 I did my debut year
debut, yeah.
in the Open, and the first one was Chicago Pro, and I got 5th. I'm pretty sure, which was top 5. I was like, shit. That's,
yeah.
I think that's what I was kind of gunning for. I was like, it'd be great to be in the first call out. I think shit. Do you remember who won that? He's the guy that he beat me in Vancouver too. That was.
Max Charles.
No, guy's a freak. He's always super shredded.
I know who I know.
Yeah, do you
I'm
remember?
forgetting his name.
He hasn't competed in a while now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm forgetting his name.
They didn't have points back then, did they?
I don't,
for
I'm
Olympia.
sure they did. I think they did.
They did.
Yeah, I think they did.
So you go
geez, I
and
would have
you
been
get
pretty
second.
So yeah, I did. Chicago, got 5th. I think a week later or 2 max. I did Vancouver and I got second.
It's the guy who's a boxer. I forget his name.
I don't know how we remember.
Guy that won. Not Max Charles.
No, but yeah, and then I think it was 4 or 5 weeks after that was Tampa Pro, and what I did from that was actually came out to California and prepped for that competition.
Oh yeah, I forgot about your California.
Yeah,
like,
that was just one stint. I came out. I think it was 3 or 4 weeks leading into that show, and that's actually when I was training with Psycho.
yeah.
We were driving like an hour and a half to some gym
An
up
Oxnard.
north.
Yeah, you were to
up
Oxnard,
north,
yeah.
Oxnard. We were training with Sean every day, Stan, and Psycho, and that was a
And
really cool experience for me.
I thought at one point you told me you were going to move to Venice.
Yeah, that was kind of the.
We all have that dream at certain moments,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, for sure. So I think
You realize
after-
it's a dumb.
No, I know.
so then I did that was a really cool prep, cool experience coming
Yeah.
out here, seeing everybody, and just training at a different level, really.
What was it like walking into Gold's Gym Venice and like hearing all the history and?
It's a cool vibe. I mean, it's good energy.
You got to train there quite a bit though, right?
Yeah, I trained there quite
Who's
a
the
bit.
best? Who's the best?
We still have the picture of you holding the magazine up when you're in the cover of
Yes,
Muscular Development. He's
that's
in
what I
Gold's. You
said.
see Venice
With
behind
the
him. He's
BPI.
holding it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Your first
that.
cover.
Mhm. Yeah, I remember that.
So like you went in there and you saw like the pros and whatever else, and like what did you like about Venice?
Yeah, but I mean, it was just that it was a completely different lifestyle because, I mean, you're
Did
Venice.
you go to Firehouse and eat?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, all that, right? It's like it's super cool. You know,
you walk to the beach.
Yeah, and then you
and-
walk down to the beach after. It's just something you do. Your day, Venice is a super compared to home. I'm going to say like super slow, relaxed, like chill environment. You wake up, you eat. It was like full time now, just bodybuilding, but in a like nice.
But
sunny,
the days
sunny
go by
weather.
so fast,
They
right?
do.
It's all of a sudden it's
yeah,
over.
it's like what the heck.
And did you stay with someone while you were out there, or
I rented a Airbnb. Yeah, so it was just me and the girl.
who was the best person you trained with then?
I mean, Psycho was the trainer. he would
So,
train me
but you
every-
got to
pretty much.
train with
I think
Sean Roden and Stanimal and who
But
else?
It was a group. It was together. I think I trained with Callum at the time, maybe
Yeah.
once or twice.
And were you doing social media at this time?
Oh yeah. So there's videos, all of that prep leading into. I remember I had a video guy with me too, came from Canada, and we filmed everything leading into the show. That's when I was doing almost a video a day. I was putting on YouTube. So I would go like I think it was actually that prep 2017. This is when I really started to, maybe get a bigger following. I was at the time it was a little bit different too. I would post on Instagram, crazy shots, in prep when you're doing, side laterals, delts are popping, whatever. And at the time, I was growing like 20, 30,000 people in a week. Like it was like really fast at the time. I was also getting constant content. I remember I was posting like 5-6 times a day. Having someone full time with me helped a lot with that. So then I was doing one video a day leading into all those.
What's necessary for
That's
YouTube?
too much. I think.
Like, what do you like
I
for the
burned
people
out
out
hard
there
after
that trying to start a YouTube channel? What do you feel is like the algorithm perfect? Like, how many you
can
do?
bang out 3, I think it'd be.
Okay, what do we do? What are
really
you doing? How many are you going to get in this week?
2.
Gonna do 2?
Yeah. I'm gonna do 2, and then something maybe just like a shorter, like maybe just like an exercise or a giant set.
Okay,
something.
so
Boom,
how long are the videos? What's the goal video
I would
length?
say 20 minutes.
Okay,
is good.
And so, do you feature like each week YouTube? Like, is it a body part? Is it lifestyle? Do you try to switch it around, or is it just like I have no sequence of anything?
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, it's been pretty kind of all over for me, like as of lately. But I think people, they love to see the training. But I mean, especially with what I'm doing right now, training with Milos is obviously some intense, crazy workouts. I think that makes it more fun to watch. Probably just seeing someone get absolutely beat. But I think
I'm not a fan of the giant sets.
No,
bro.
you don't like him.
I'm not afraid to say that. He wants to torture me on the giant sets. Man, it's definitely different from.
Yeah. It's a different thing.
And but you're growing. I mean, what's your weight today?
High 260s.
What's your biggest obstacle you think? And is it because you love to train, right? Mm-hmm. Training's the easy part.
Yeah.
Is it the food? Is it is it your sleep patterns? I mean, stress.
Yeah, stress probably. Yeah. You try to.
You feel you're stressed or
a little bit, and I'm not usually. So it's definitely different. Being out. I'm just moved. From Canada, but I have great people here. Matt, you guys.
Is this the first?
Out, so.
Is this the first winter you've been totally away from? Canada.
Yeah.
You're sure you don't want to go back?
No.
You weren't out like a snowmobile guy or snow
never.
ski. Or
I mean, I snowboarded, but as soon as I stopped, I didn't really.
Have you skated since you played hockey in high school? Or?
Skated. I actually went.
Here, right? Oh, you went here. I told you we taled about it. Yeah.
So I went.
And were you as good on the skates?
No.
Really? You know what? I'll tell you this craziest story. So they had on the top of the Cosmo, they had an ice rink.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
no way.
Right, in the wintertime they do an ice rink. I don't know if they still have it this year,
crazy.
And I was like, I can skate
for sure.
So I put on the skates and bro, I got out there and I because you walk in and then you jump onto the ice.
Now,
and
are these your skates or are these like rented skates?
I rented them.
See, I think that's the nightmare.
Yeah, but they were hockey skates.
Oh, they were good.
Yeah. So they weren't like the figure skates.
These were like plastic.
Yeah.
Shitty. Like just
he told me he's like, I'm going skate. I'm going, oh, please don't
no.
yourself. Please don't fall.
I was bragging to Angie. I'm like, I'm fucking great on skates, and I jumped onto the ice and I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa. And then I got the hat, and I was pushing her around because she wasn't super good on skates, and I got the hang of it quick because I used to go. We had a pond and we play hockey and stuff.
That's sweet.
Yeah, but it's funny how you lose that.
You do.
But you think so? How the diet? The diet is like
diet's fine. Yeah. And it's actually funny. We're just transitioning now. I came out here. Would it be 7 weeks now? And we were really pushing. Trying to add as much size as possible. Because we want to make changes.
You can still grow and get lean at the same time, huh?
For sure. Now I think we really pushed that as hard as we could. We had a little slip up in the middle where we got sick, which was kind of sucked. But it put me in bed for like 5 days, maybe a week, and then it just like coming out of that recovery. The respiratory system, I think, sickness going around. But, we're back at it, pushing hard. And we kind of flipped the switch like 2 days ago. We're just going no carbs for probably 5 days and really see, we need to bring like next level conditioning. So that's kind of like our plan is to come super diced.
You watched this when he did that low carb shit, right?
I love it.
Oh yeah.
And his body changed drastically, right?
You know what's crazy though? Him and Nathan Diasher are the only two people that you can put on no carbs and it does not affect them.
The fullness and
not even that. Just
I
know
feel
how it is
better.
when someone's on low carbs, you can't even have a conversation with him. He's no different from
it was funny.
the way
Like the high carb days is when you actually feel terrible,
oh my God,
right?
terrible.
Yeah.
You're sluggish. You're like, you just want to sleep.
Yeah.
So I guess, did you kind of run that as well? Like
Yeah,
you
but
you would do like low.
Yeah, only 3 days low.
Okay.
And I would do 50 grams of carbs. Like I've done many different diets, but
right.
I would do 50 grams. My protein would be really high, like 400. And then I would back down on the high day.
400 grams for the day. Not 400 grams of meat per meal, though.
No, 400 grams total of protein for the day based
which is
on
a lot.
6 meals.
Not like the weight, not like
Yeah.
No,
Because right now I do 300 grams of meat per meal, which is quite a lot. It's
probably
maybe
12 ounces.
12
right?
ounces. Yeah.
So I would do that for 3 days, and then on the 4th day, I would bump.
Right.
Like crazy carbs, but the protein would come down to like 250 or something,
Okay.
know?
Yeah.
So like I would
how
go.
How high would it go?
So if I did 12 ounces of meat for the protein on the low carb days, I would literally back to 6 ounces for like my protein and then a ton of carbs.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
I do 1,000 grams of carbs, but I would. So it was a huge swing. It was 50 grams of carbs a
dropping
day.
that protein in half. Almost,
Yeah, and I would do the same thing. I'd half a cup of oatmeal before training and half a cup after. That was my 50 grams of carbs. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know what I want to do is I want to go back to 2018.
Okay.
So you did 3 shows and you did Tampa because I remember I was going to say this before the Tampa show. I was actually down there. That's when Josh Lenardowitz won.
Yes.
And
yes.
that show,
he was a freak. That
and
year.
I remember the
he was
funniest part of that
huge,
show
man.
was I booked everything for him and Aceto, and I remember one day. I think Aceto sent me a place. He said, "What the hell kind of place you put us in?"
God.
And there was a bunch of cockroaches.
Oh, yeah.
So if you go back to Chris Aceto's,
man.
there's like 3 cockroaches next to each
Chris
other.
has all those videos.
And
for
he's
sure.
like-
Why were you involved then?
yeah,
I was involved back then. Yeah.
we were
With
around
him?
you.
Yeah.
Somewhat, right? Like,
No, I was handling his stuff back then.
yeah.
Yeah. That's when he was leaving BPI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I helped him with all his travel stuff. And I remember Chris was like, he had a picture on his Instagram and it said, first call out at the extended stay in Tampa. This one's got better legs than this one. It was 3 fucking cockroaches next to
Disgusting.
each other. It was just he needed a kitchen. So we put him at the closest one.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
So,
that.
but you did that and
What a
then
dump.
Yeah.
then you
complete
go
dump.
into the next year and you're
Yeah.
going into the New York Pro as one of the favored open guys.
Wait. But in between that, so I did the, I did the 2017 was my debut year, and then I got second at the Vancouver, which was so close to qualifying for the Olympia. Like, holy, that was awesome. I was really happy with that. It was a win, pretty much. And then
You did Tampa.
I went to Kuwait
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
After Tampa.
after Tampa.
After-
yeah,
yeah,
after
that
Tampa.
was the whole-
There
yeah.
was like a little off period there. You finish. You have a phase, and then I was like got this opportunity to go out to Kuwait. So, we could, I'm sure, get right into that. But that was an experience in itself. I ended up coming home. It was great. But then, so what happened after that is I then again took some time off, and then we started prepping for the New York Pro again, still with Chris, and yeah, I mean the prep was going pretty well, I think, and then we pretty much, I remember, getting ready. I think I was training with Zane a little bit.
Yep.
At the time, Zane and I were getting some good workouts in. Love that guy, and we were going down, traveling together. And he's like 212, right? So he
Did you drive? New York?
We actually we drove across.
Yeah.
And then we flew from I don't know wherever, Buffalo maybe, or actually I remember that. And he was like 228, like 230 pounds, and I was whatever weight I was. I think it was like 245, which is still pretty decent, for the open. But we get down there and then. He's got to lose 18 pounds or close to it, right, to get into
He's
the
taller for the 212,
he's
that
a
kid,
tall.
yeah.
Yeah, so he's maxed out. And I'm like, we're 2 or 3 days out. We arrive and we see Chris there. And I don't know what happened. We made a joke like, well, maybe I should just, if we're posing together, Zane and I'm like, he's ripped at 220. How is he going to get, this weight off? I'm like, shit, if he can take off 18 pounds, I can take off 25. No problem,
Yeah.
So I was like, why don't we do classic? I could do classic. I think Nathan Yeshua was doing it that year.
Oh, we were all there.
And,
we had that big Airbnb when you came to get
yes,
tan.
I remember. Yeah. And I'm
so
like,
Regan,
and I'm like, I'm probably not gonna. I can't win this one, in the open, and I really want to go to Olympia. So why don't we just Chris and I were talking, and he's like, let's just do classic and see if we could win this thing. And I'm like, shit, okay, let's try.
I remember they came by to get tan.
We didn't tell you, did we?
No. I don't think he knew 100% what was happening.
True.
So they're getting tan, Nathan's tan, the pro tan.
And Nathan had gone to California and
he won New York, and then he won Cali the next week. He won both.
Okay.
So we're sitting there getting tan, and he said something, and he was like, God, I'm so hungry. And I was sitting there, I'm like,
why are you hungry?
Like, why are you hungry? Or something like that. And he's like, well, I haven't eaten since last night. And this is like noon the next day. I'm like, why haven't you eaten? What the hell's wrong with you?
I'm getting my tan. I probably look thin as hell.
Yeah. I'm like, what's wrong with you? He's like, oh, I just can't eat. Because I didn't know if you want anyone to know. Like,
right.
Because if you didn't make weight, then you don't make weight.
Yes.
And then once we get back, once we realize, like, holy shit, he's really trying to do classic. Holy fuck, he's going to do it. But we didn't, nobody knew. Nobody knew a word.
No. Literally, I'm back. I'm at the show now. And the open bodybuilders are up, and I'm like watching, and I go to the bathroom. I slip my classic trunks on, and all the guys in the bathroom are like, what the heck? Like, what's you doing, man? You're missing your class. I'm like, no. I'm doing classic today. So it was pretty exciting.
So you made the weight.
Made the weight. Like,
how much weight did you drop in?
Like 20 plus pounds, 25. Yeah.
And what did you weigh in at?
I literally had no water. No water. I think I had like some, little pieces of like salmon here and there to keep me alive, and just sucked the water out and drank no water and made the weight just like.
Then he came in and won that show.
And I won that,
the Olympia.
Yeah.
Was that prior to before Classic was like they had Bumstead's kind of like the.
Bumstead hadn't won yet.
Yeah, but
he
got second that year.
Yeah.
The year
Did Breon
was the reigning champion that year.
Danny and then
Breon. And then that was the first year Breon.
Yep.
So who else competed in the Classic? Any
the Olympia
names
that year?
No, in the Classic.
At the New York
what's his name? The guy with the
guy
dreads,
with the long hair. Yeah.
that walked off stage.
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh.
He did it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
One of the guys got.
He was super classic looking.
I'm forgetting his name right now. He didn't like it, so he stormed off the stage.
So you win that, and like, how do you feel? Like, okay, I'm a Classic. I'm going to the Olympia.
Yeah, it was a complete turn of events. I'm like, okay, well, this is sweet. I get to go to the Olympia. So I was
How old
I
are you
was
at this
stoked.
2018, 4 years ago, 24.
Yeah, 24. Yeah. So I was like, this is the.
I was on first. 25 was my first.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so that was super cool. I was like, I didn't get to do.
So you did that. You did the Olympia
now,
and then
2018.
Then you decided to go back to open.
Then I went back to open. Yeah. So that.
What a train wreck, huh?
No. I want to talk though. I want to go back, rewind to Kuwait.
Okay.
Because that thing, like, people talk about Kuwait, and like, listen, when I was on board and doing my thing, there's no such thing as like.
Yeah.
Going over to Kuwait and train,
Yeah.
Well, I've been to the gyms. We toured.
Yeah. I mean, they're crazy.
Barter's gyms are unbelievable. The culture's crazy, but
crazy,
tell me what a day in Kuwait is like, because they pick up your weights. I mean, and you guys had a place to stay and food, and like, is it really it suits bodybuilding better than any place in the planet?
Yeah, it was the most.
No distractions, right? No girls in the gym.
No, nothing. I didn't see a girl for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Like pretty much. But yeah, I mean, so this place that you stay in is literally attached. So there's it's like two towers, almost like the gym. And then there's, an apartment building. Yeah. And you got a room in the apartment building. There's the cafeteria in the first floor of the gym. So you either, for a while, I mean, they had all my meals delivered every morning. Some guy on a bike would come and deliver the meals, and then I would just take them and
eat them up.
Yeah, just pretty much eat them up. They came warm, and so you do that, or you go down to the cafeteria, and they gave me like a pass to take whatever I needed. for food. I mean, it's super.
They have a restaurant in the gym.
Yeah, restaurant pretty much, and it was
24 hours.
Yeah, super easy. I just had never stuffed so much food in my mouth. Like, it was crazy. I mean,
How many meals a day you think you were eating there?
I mean, 7, probably.
And
6,
did
7,
you get huge or?
I got pretty big. Yeah, I was 290 plus. Like, it was probably the biggest. I mean, the heaviest.
I've seen you a big 290.
Yeah.
Like, recently.
Yeah, I
weren't
mean,
you
I was
280?
pretty
That
much
was 4 years ago, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty much just 290 now. But yeah, it was. I arrived there at like 260. And
Tell me about the gym now.
260, and then by the time maybe 5 weeks in, I was like 290. I was like blew up.
And what was the gym equipment like?
The gym is next to. It's amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's.
And is it there's guys picking you, like, you don't have to even touch a weight, do you?
No, you pretty much.
Is that the crazy thing?
Yeah,
Is it 2 guys like for each side of your
I
weights?
mean, you have Abdullah, the coach, which you meet there. He's like, you're training at 12, so I would come down, meet him there. We would go up the elevator, the different floors, different body parts. So it's pretty crazy. And
That was the craziest gym I've ever seen.
yeah, I mean,
I've seen nothing close to it since.
Yeah, I mean, and then to top it off, like the pools and the other amenities they have, it's insane. Yeah. Did you ever see the one gym that the pool in the basement? It's just like the longest.
He was building
pool.
it, I think.
It was
It's the
almost done.
longest pool
It
I've
wasn't
ever seen.
open
It's like
yet.
a
We toured it
huge
before it
spa.
opened.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, how you could fit?
I remember
like,
we went to the top
1,000
floor and it
people in
was
here.
the whole wall was dumbbells, like 50 yards.
But we went on a Friday night, bro, and it was like, instead of nightclubs, because obviously there's no alcohol and
No, yeah.
so the gym
gym
was
is
like
the thing to
packed,
do.
bro.
Yeah.
And Friday night, like that's where everyone is, and everyone's jacked.
Yeah, everyone works out.
Everyone's huge, right?
Yeah. I think I don't know if I'm correct, but at a certain age, if you're Kuwaiti, you get paid, by the government a certain salary, and a lot of the kids just they start just training. They can, they don't have to. I don't know if I might be wrong, but I don't think they have to actually go like work. Like they can just do this, and then they can invest into some sort of business or something.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So you go. So you do all that.
They all train pretty much.
Everyone
Every
does.
guy trains.
Yeah.
So you do that, then you go back to open. And what's your first open show after Classic?
Oh, geez.
I know you did
Classic.
Japan and
Yeah. I did the Japan and Romania. I did.
and that wasn't the year.
Japan or Romania. That was 2019. And I competed. I got third both times to Cedric and Juan.
One row.
Yeah. So again, for me, I'm like, hey, this is my comeback. I'm getting third place to 2 guys that are
Olympians.
really good. And I'm like, I can't, obviously I'm just not ready to be beating these guys. I need to get a little bigger. And then after that, what did we do? So we took some time after that. And then I did, the run from, So then I did, I went over to Spain. And I did the Spain
and the
Pro.
UK.
I got 4th, which was
Weren't
I
you
was
living in
disappointed.
Spain or something?
He
or-
stayed there.
Yeah,
for a little bit.
like I went there to Spain.
What part of Spain were you in?
Alicante, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I go there, do the competition. Got 4th. I was a little bit disappointed. I was like, shit, I thought I could do better. James won that one. James Hollingshead.
James Hollingshead, yeah.
He was big. He much improved too, so it was good for him. And then there was the UK pro. So this is when COVID was really really taking off too. It was kind of hard to travel. Things were up in the air.
Talk about after you did the show there.
Oh God. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we do the.
You know what? He's the most unlucky traveler in the world.
A lot of shit.
It's because you're booking his shit.
Of course, yeah, blame me.
Yeah. God. So we do the UK show, and I got second to James. He won that one, and then
You're going back to Spain.
So then I got to get back to Spain because I'm going to do Romania, which is in another 2 weeks or something. So I have a place. I have a place in Spain. I got a rental car there. I got all my bags are there. I had rented this Airbnb for a month, or 6 weeks, something like this. And anyways, we get to the airport. We actually, that night of the show, like the day we competed, that night at midnight, they were going into a curfew lockdown. The UK complete lockdown. So I'm like, shit. Our flight is at, I think it was at 6 in the morning or something. And I'm like, I can't leave my house after 12. I mean, maybe you could have. I don't know. But I'm like, you know what? we're going to get to the airport before midnight.
Stay there.
Just so we know we're safe. We're there. So we get there. I'm with, a whole bunch of the guys from Spain. Yeah. So we're traveling back to Spain together.
Francisco,
we're with Francisco Espen, the coach, Fede, and Angel, Calderon, the 212, who won multiple shows that year. And so what do? We get there 11:30, have a little meal, and then we just slept, so we tried to sleep. And in the airport, we're all just like laying down. It's hilarious. And then, 5 o'clock gets up and the gate opens. So you could start checking in. So we get to the first check-in, and of course, they're in front of us. The guys go through, and then I'm there with Steph, who is my videographer, and they're like, "No, you can't. You can't go back to Spain. Like I don't remember the reason. It's just like COVID rule. Like it was
something to do with the EU.
Yeah,
and he couldn't travel because of Canadian citizenship.
If you're Canadian, you're from the UK.
They had Spanish passports too, so they were going home.
Okay, yeah, they were fine. So I was from Canada, or for anyone from Canada or UK couldn't go back to Spain or something. Oh. But then they're like, but you could, go to Poland, and then from Poland you can go to Spain.
So stupid.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, so
because if you remember, the UK is not in the EU.
Yeah. But Poland is what?
So he flew to Poland.
So I go to Poland.
Did you book the ticket? Or?
I canceled. No, this was like
all last minute.
Geez,
last minute shit.
I wasn't saying I'm freaking out, but I was just like, this is so dumb. I'm just rolling with the punches because there's nothing you can do.
I was gonna fly over for it because of COVID. We couldn't go there, but Canadians could go to Europe. Americans couldn't.
That's right.
So I couldn't do anything. Yes. So I'm like, I'm just stuck.
That was a weird time.
Yeah.
It was a weird
so I remember him messaging me. He's like, dude, I'm stuck in Poland. I'm like, how the hell are you in Poland?
An absolute nightmare. So I canceled those flights. You lose your money there and you book new flights to Poland. Luckily, that flight. So we're there from like 11:30 that night. And then we flew out probably like 3 or 4 p.m. the next day, to Poland. Yeah. Like it's like not even my final destination. That was the worst. So I was there for like 3 days. Three days. I had nothing, nothing.
No gym,
no supplements, no gym. The food, like I didn't know what I was gonna do. We get there, I got a little Airbnb, got a rental car, and then. But yeah, there was no flights leaving Poland to go to Spain for 3 days.
Because it shut down because of pandemic.
Just slowed right down. So I'm like, 2 weeks out, I'm like, what the heck,
I toured there for like a week or two. Yeah,
it was pretty cool. Yeah. Like I was in I think it's called like Old City or something. I stayed in, but like lots of buildings. It was pretty cool. But actually, when I first got there, they got the rental car, and I drove into this area. So it's like a big town square type thing, and huge old buildings, and it's like brick. All the where you drive, it's like all brick. Mm-hmm. Anyways, I'm parked out front of what I think is my Airbnb, and this police officer comes up from behind and parks behind me, and I'm like, I'm not thinking I'm doing anything wrong, right? He comes up. There's a huge language barrier, and he gives me he's like, give me your license, give me your whatever. I'm here, whatever. This is all I have, and then he's like, you're parked illegally. He wrote me a ticket. He wrote me a ticket for being parked out front of this place. Mm-hmm. And I had no idea that I was doing anything wrong. But I was like worried because I paid him cash on the spot. It was completely corrupt.
He jacked me.
He jacked me. But I was like.
So those of you international police officers, you can
I need to
steal his money.
So pretty much, I gave him the money because he was going to take us to the shop. Or he was saying he was going to. Yeah. And he probably could have. So I was just like, hey, shit, this is all I had. Luckily at the airport, I took out some of that Polish money.
Yeah.
I just
so
randomly.
He
takes all my Polish money that I had.
So you go from Poland, you go back to Spain for like a week and a half. Then you go to Romania.
Spain, and then we go to Romania. Yeah.
And then Romania is where you get your first open
win. Yeah.
After all this traveling all over the world, jumping classes, he finally gets a win.
But this show qualifies him for the next year, right?
Next year's Olympia.
2020.
Yes.
Yeah.
And did you go to Dracula's Castle or?
Did not, no. It was too far of a drive.
Yeah, I heard it's.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's a 9-hour drive.
It's Angie's bucket list,
No, it would be cool to
go there forever too.
Yeah. We should go one day. Yeah.
So you did that. So then, if I remember right, you took the whole year off after that, didn't you?
I think so. Yeah.
And then you just went straight into the Olympia.
Straight into Olympia. Yeah.
And then that was 2020.
That was 2020.
What'd you finish?
15th.
15th.
Same as you, right?
Same as me, first one.
Yep. 2020.
So I could
no, it
justify
was 2021. You got qualified for 2021.
No, he did the Olympia.
2020.
Oh yeah, he's
Was
done
it-
two
no,
open
2020.
now.
That's right. Yeah,
2020.
And then
Because 19, I didn't go. I don't think I went.
yeah, no, you did nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then what qualified you for 2021?
2021. And then after that, then I did, after the first one, shit, what did I do?
I
My
thought
brain is not
Romania got
working.
you in for 2021.
Romania, yeah.
Oh no, you were in points the year before.
Yes.
You were the last this
Oh,
last
yeah.
yes.
So
The
so
Alicante,
because I
the
did-
UK, and all
yes,
that.
exactly. Yeah. So I did some shows prior to that. The Spain was the final one.
Yes.
Got me enough points to get into
And that's what,
2021.
and it was weird because Big Ramy didn't do it,
yeah.
and he was the favored, and
got
you
sick,
just made it point wise, just made it.
Just
Otherwise,
made it like by one.
he was the
like
last
if I
guy,
w- I got
number third.
fourth, like if I got fifth, I don't
Would've
think I
made it.
got it.
yeah,
It was
then
crazy.
So that was this last year, and then fast forward, he did the Olympia this last year, and then so
Yeah,
maybe
and then we did the European tour.
So you're qualified as of right now for.
Yeah.
because he won Egypt.
Are you excited to compete in Vegas in 22? Or
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. You just sleep in your own bed and go down to the show.
You're here for good now.
Yeah.
It's official now. We can talk about that, huh?
So now, I know me and Jay have talked about our travel disaster going to Dubai. The more I think about it, every time Regan travels,
Oh, God.
something happens.
Yeah, always.
That was the whole.
Did you film it all? Is my question.
Not this year.
That
We
one
didn't
was
film
too
as-
much.
Man,
He couldn't even
broke
like.
Matt.
He was
I think it broke
following me,
Matt.
and he looked like a little puppy dog or he looked like a little kid pulling his wagon behind him. He had his food just pulling.
You know what though, Regan? I'll tell you. Like when Matt travels with me, and we've traveled all over the planet, right?
yeah.
And it's funny. It's funny because you hear me or this? I think this mic went out. Anyway,
No, here.
It's good, yeah.
good. It's good. It's good. It's good now. I let him go to the counters and deal with the people. I just sit in the back, and
We
like
get
he
to-
deals with all our transportation.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, you go talk to the guy, tell him where we need to go. I try to like
No.
totally
for sure.
like stay out of it.
Same.
That was the- that
because
was
it gets dealt with. I mean, if there's an upgrade to be had, it's
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
happen.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
with that.
I told Regan, I said, this is the first time in my life. I waited till we got to
No,
Dubai.
you were texting me.
Yo, I was
Oh,
this
you
close
said, "I
to-
think I'm coming home."
I was like, I
my
hit
God.
my breaking point. That was the first time in my life. And I've flown millions of miles, and that was
mean,
the first time where
Dragging my ass around. 'Cause I could barely
I remember
walk.
him. I remember Jay text me. He's
dying,
like, "How
man.
is it there?" I was like, "I'm not talking," or something. Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't talk to
He
you.
said, "I can't even text
We
you."
walked
back.
that whole airport.
We circled that
multiple
airport.
times. Like
It-
it was just whatever could go wrong was.
Yeah.
It was
going
if
wrong.
somebody was filming us, they would have thought like something was wrong with him. And I was like his big brother. So I'd be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Come on!" I'm like, "Come on, Regan! Come on, Regan!" And he's just like,
Any chance I'm like laying on the floor? I'm like dying.
I look over and he's just laying on
I
the
mean,
ground.
he told me you guys like ran out of food and everything. Like,
Dude,
It was
ran out of
food.
everything.
It was food, sleep. We were
but somehow you looked your best like ever for
I have
Egypt.
no idea.
for Egypt. Yeah. I don't know.
Did you get to see
Crazy.
the pyramids?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was the
Unbelievable.
coolest thing.
And
yeah,
you know what?
yeah. That was sick.
You know, this police thing with you, it's
Yes.
like a normal thing. When he's like,
remember
"Oh, I
that?
wasn't doing nothing wrong." So he goes up there, he takes his
My
shirt off to take a
God.
picture flexing. The cops come
Yeah,
and they take his camera. They're
my
like, "This is
camera."
illegal." And the
Really?
guy with us is like arguing with him
And thank
in
God that
Arabic.
guy was there because
And the guy, they take Regan's like $5,000 camera
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
leave. And they
Really?
went and
Yeah, man.
they were going to
For the
fine us.
film,
they want to
the
delete
film.
all the
Yeah.
picture that they took.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
But the funny part was I was like, yeah, but he didn't know I had these for my
Yeah, I
phone.
didn't
have-
So
Yeah.
the picture of him flexing was in one of
Oh,
our
so he
phones.
did delete the picture?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They
Oh,
deleted
damn,
all the
okay,
shit
all
on
right.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there, I was like, dude, we're gonna get arrested in a foreign country. This isn't a good look.
Yeah. It's just everywhere.
But then the funny part about all this, so after we went to Dubai, he did that, went to Egypt, came back, and he's like, I'm going to do Prague. I'm like, I'm done. I'm going home.
Yeah.
You're on your own. I'm done. I've hit my breaking point. So I thought everything was
checked out.
straight, and then he's messaging me,
Oh man.
yo, they're not letting me get on the plane.
I had
what the fuck?
I think it was just as bad from there to
He was just like, I didn't fill out this form. And then So they said, you sit over here, and the guy turned around, and he said, I darted and snuck on the plane.
I jumped on the bus, and then the bus takes you over to the plane. I didn't fill the form out. Because I know I did fill the form out right there, but then it's like in 24 hours, you'll get your form approved.
Yeah,
and I'm like, no way. And then I ran.
So he was stuck in Athens, Greece.
I'm sitting on the bus, and I'm tucked down in the corner because I don't want the girl to see me, right?
Yeah.
He's messaged me this whole time. He's like, I don't have this certain form, but I snuck on the bus. And hopefully I get on the plane. And we got the forms filled out. So when he landed, it got approved in his email.
Yeah.
But I remember he's like, I'm just eating some restaurant here. I'm stuck in Athens.
Yeah, man.
What's the most incredible thing you've seen on all these travel trips? Can you imagine, though?
I got to mention one more thing.
Go ahead, mention it.
With this. So when I... So in the Athens was my
beautiful
connection
there, by the way,
flight, right?
Yeah.
So, geez, this was the freakiest thing that happened. This is in between that happened.
I remember it. I know you're talking.
Once this happened, this is what a story I'm about to tell. I was like, this has to be it. Like, this is the final shitty thing that happens to me, and then we're gonna be good.
Yeah.
You know, because I lined up nice and early
the worst
for
thing
that
possible.
Yeah. So, so I'm on the plane, and there's a guy actually, 3 or 4 behind me, an older guy, and he's like freaking out. He can't breathe. So it was super hectic. The people were trying to get him, air. And as soon as we landed, the ambulance came in, grabbed him. So I was like kind of distracted. I'm like, shit, this is kind of freaky. And then they take him off. And then I get off, and I'm trying to film as much as I can. Like, I'm using my phone, and I'm obviously super distracted. I get on the bus. The bus takes us to the airport, and then you get to security, and I'm like, "Do you have your passport?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, I don't have it." I had my side bag, and it was in the front pocket of the airport.
Dropped out.
He left his passport.
I left my passport. I had tons from Egypt. I had a lot of the prize money in there. And like my visas, my everything I had is in my side bag in the front pocket of in the plane. And I'm like, shit. So I look back, and I'm like, I can't just yell to the plane because I have no idea where that plane is. We took a bus for 5 minutes, So I'm like, no. I literally like went down, like not on my knees, but like I ducked down. I'm like, I'm done. Like, this is it. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, what if you have no money, no passport?
So how much
you're
money
in
you
Athens,
think was there? You think
like five US probably, yeah. Because I gave the other to Matt.
I brought the rest back to get it back through. Yeah.
And I'm like, seriously, going through my head, like I'm screwed. Like I can't get from. Maybe
that has your credit cards and everything.
Everything, money, nothing, no ID. Like it was crazy.
I remember him messaging me. He's like, I left my passport on the plane. I'm like. I can't help you here, bro. You're on your own.
Yeah. So in a situation like that, what do they actually do? If you have no ID, no money, does a friend from home? That's the thing. It's like, okay, maybe I could get home, but like I'm me. I'm like, I want to do Prague so damn bad. Like I'm like, I got to get there. So I just like took a security woman there, and I was like, hey, like look, like I just came off that flight there. The people that are coming through. Everything's in it, and she actually got on the phone pretty quickly. Anyways, an hour later, I actually got it. I got
someone
the bag.
Was cleaning, and
got the bag. Police officer brought
Cash
it over.
Still in it.
Cash was in it. The police officer was there. Gave the guy $100 bill because I was like, karma, thank God. I was like just so happy to have the damn bag. And then I
just
go
imagine.
through.
I'm just seeing these messages come through.
Oh man, I'm probably losing it. Yeah. Try to breathe. Just.
But you know what though? Yeah. He's qualified for this year. Yeah. He's here in town, and now we're 5.5 weeks out from the Arnold.
Or
6 weeks, yeah.
It's going to be a big show.
Yeah, and you're also doing the Boston
Pro,
right?
The Boston Pro too. He's got to get that truck. Then he doesn't have to buy a truck.
That's the deal.
Regan told me I get to have the truck when he wins.
Mm-hmm. Why the hell would he do that?
Well,
why are you sticking your nose in?
He made me sign it. I don't know.
You're renting a truck every week right now.
I know. What I mean? until he gets his other truck out here.
Yeah, seriously, that's what I'm doing after.
You know what? I think with this, I just thought of an idea. Mm-hmm. We need to fly you to Canada, and we need to film you driving his truck out.
Yeah, right.
Could you imagine that?
Stop at all the gyms.
Yeah, just Jay Cutler drives.
I toured on the bus that year. Remember, I toured.
There's a big difference between touring a bus and you driving.
Someone else drove.
You got to come to my little gym.
Still,
See
it's
that
still there.
Big ass picture up
Yeah,
there.
no, I was
Painting. Isn't that
very
crazy?
honored. You know, you did that huge mural.
I was so shocked
me.
at this guy, how well it was done. I was so happy.
People thought it was
crazy.
me looking at the picture because you took a picture of you standing with the hat
Okay,
backwards.
yeah.
So going into the Arnold, what's your expectations? Like talk about.
Yeah, I mean, no. I mean, if you train for a second, you're not, your mind isn't right.
Screw that.
You know what I mean? So,
course.
you know, going for that being said, I'm not delusional. You know, obviously know, you know, who's going there, who's you know, previous champions as well.
Yeah.
Brandon Curry, you know, being second to, you know, winning one Olympia and being second right there to Big Ramy. You know, if you can beat Curry at this show at the Arnold, I mean, you're right there. Like you could, you're a winner of it to Olympia pretty much. So that's going to be a really tough lineup. But my goal is to, you know, get lined up beside him and you know, show that I can, you know, show my weaknesses, show my strengths, you know, try to battle it out, you know. That's my goal.
I honestly think from top to bottom, usually some of these shows are real top heavy, but there's guys that are going to get 10th place that are really good. There's going to be multiple guys that are fighting for 10th that win shows.
That's this lineup. I see it as like an Olympia lineup minus a few.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Anyone that you really like, I want to beat this guy, or is it like, I'm just going to say in the whole bodybuilding altogether. Like
for me, like I got to be in the top 3. That's my goal this year at the Arnold.
I mean, you're coming off a hot streak. You know what I mean? You had a good run after the Olympia.
Yeah, that was fun.
And I'm sure it gave you a lot of confidence. Right?
I honestly going into watching, like looking at the show, it's obvious Brandon's the front runner.
Yeah,
in the last 3 years, he won
Bonnick's
Arnold,
too,
won an Olympia. He even beat Phil Heath.
Yeah.
And then he got second to the current Mr.
Crazy.
Olympia.
Yeah.
But I really think Brandon's a front runner. If he's on, it's going to be tough to beat him. But after that, there's 10 guys that could be anywhere between second and 10th. And he's going to be
because Cedric's in there, Bonnick's in there.
Bonnick's in there.
Akeem, no?
Yeah,
Akeem,
yep.
yeah.
Like Akeem is a monster. This guy, like,
Akeem, Justin
when
Rodriguez
he's on,
was just
was
top
it,
10.
Was
yeah,
it 2000? Not last Olympia, but the one before. Akeem, we got like
He had 8th, 7th or 8th.
No, but the year before, didn't he get even
7th.
higher?
6, I think.
No, maybe 6. Yeah, 6 or 7.
Okay.
He was right. He was right
But
there.
he looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked really good.
Yeah, no,
He's
there's
big,
some tough guys in this show.
And then
Steve Kuklo.
Yeah, Steve.
Yeah.
Steve, what did he get? Second last year or
He got
third to Ian?
Third.
Yeah.
But but when you look at Regan's physique, I mean, what would you say just going into it?
I mean, I always said he just needed more density. You know what I mean? And that's just time. And I feel like the classic year, even though you won, I think that was a mistake. You know, because you have such a big structure. I mean, the one thing about you is your shoulder width is great, right? And I think listen, the legs still need a little more.
More the
density, but you got the structure, right?
Thanks.
But I feel like you handle the pressure pretty well because we've been touting you. I mean, even I said years ago, like this guy has the potential to be a future Mr. Olympia. Does that put pressure on you?
I mean, a little bit, but I mean, the pressure, you need it, right?
Like,
I think everyone needs
do you really want to win the Mr. Olympia? Is the question.
Yeah.
You had an age that you said I want to be Mr. Olympia by a certain age. I remember my first at 33.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I'm thinking. Like my prime will be 30, 31, 32.
Do you have the patience for that, or?
Yeah. I want to give it 35. After 35, I'd probably be finished.
We all say that,
Yeah. I don't know.
Until it's great, because I mean you're building a crazy social media presence, and like you're one of the most
I feel like
active
that's
guys.
just like a healthy time to,
I think you have the biggest following of anyone going in the show.
Really?
You and Yarishna.
Shit.
But you have a
for
lot
men,
of younger people that follow you too, because you came on so early, and you did dip into classic, so I think that touched a certain
bit,
demographic, and I think that now, like, they're looking at you as like I said, you're kind of like a hybrid, so you can look great for certain photos and clothing and on stage, being a bodybuilder, but of course you still need to have that freak factor.
That's the thing. That's where you got to push it a little bit. So I'm like right there.
Like, I mean, I think, when he told me you were 280 and pretty lean, I'm like, damn, I forget you're 6 foot tall. What are you, 6?
Yeah, 6. Yeah.
6 feet. And that's a little taller for a bodybuilder, right? I mean, in this day and age, I mean, Coleman was 5'11", and I was 5'9". Phil Heath was 5'9". Curry's 5'8".
Yeah.
Roden 5'10".
When you're taller, it obviously with him being so wide with that small, it's going to just take longer to fill it out. But I think I've always told him he's filling his frame out correctly. He's not putting 50 pounds.
We
on
talked about it, like Matt and I had the discussion. He's like, "What weight do you think it's going to take Regan to be his best?"
Yeah,
I think we sit. I don't know what do we say?
Upper 260s, 270.
I would say 270. Yeah, is probably gonna
because then you're still going to have the lines. You'll still have the shoulder.
What are you going to weigh
ratio.
this Arnold? Do you feel?
I'm going to be 260. I think. Yeah.
What were you at the Olympia this year?
Low 250.
And you came down for the other shows, or were you about?
No, I actually went up. I was like 255. Yeah, 255. I think I'll be 260. Another 5 pounds. Since I mean, there's not a lot of time in the between.
Where do you think you're going to improve the most?
Arms, front double bicep shot for sure.
It's the first pose. It's important, right?
That's kind of been our goal. Like front double biceps.
He was bragging about your backside at the Egypt show and these other ones.
Yeah, it's more, even in.
I mean, you got the crazy last spread.
A lot of the guys going into Arnold, I don't think they realize from the back you're as good as anyone out there.
The hamstring details, really.
That's genetics that you have. Stuff. The hamstring, the glute, the small waist, and the shoulder width. It just creates this ridiculous illusion, and you from the back get really hard.
Where's our pre-contest update photos now? We're not doing this year, or what?
Soon.
Okay,
maybe another week. Yeah.
No tanning bedroom though to take these pictures, huh?
Yeah. The flex, those were classic.
Yeah. No, but I mean, we got to
find a new spot.
Yeah. At some point, he's filming for Trifecta for the road to the Arnold. At some point, we'll get you by there so you can poses you can.
Yeah, we got to work. You were training at Powerhouse. I mean, what do you think about the gym culture in Vegas, man? There's a lot of gyms to choose from, huh?
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, wherever you want to go. I mean, there's so many options. I mean, I still haven't been to all of them.
Does it matter?
I don't think you can go to all of them.
This is the question. Yeah, right now, like especially when I'm training with Milos. I mean, we kind of walk into the gym and we're in our own bubble. It doesn't matter anything that's going on around. It's just like we're just at work.
So there's no real I got to use this piece of equipment because I just like the way it feels. Like it seems like it's like you guys are doing I saw you doing stiffs yesterday. Yeah, you're still doing a lot of free weight movements.
Yeah. He does throw quite a few of those in.
And you were using that hip sled hack squat thing at Powerhouse, right?
Yeah.
Instead of the standard hack squat.
Exactly. Yeah, and I love that one. Yeah. I don't know, I love it. Yeah, the way that you kind of fold into it.
Yeah.
My knees don't hurt. I get a lot of tension on the quads. And I think before, something that I needed to do was bring up, the thickness density in the quads, especially in the front. And I have, obviously dominant more of the glutes hams than the quads. I think that's probably why they're more developed like that, and they actually get super shredded in the back, is because whenever I squatted, I'd go wide. I would probably be more on the heels. And I know a lot of people say you should always, press through the heels, but Milos actually has me press through the toes more.
Yeah, because that's going to help with your frontal quads. Yeah,
and I never did that because I was just always kind of safetying my knees. I would never put that pressure through there. But we slow things down. We as you can see, sometimes when we go into them, we coming down and literally sitting in that pain zone, and then just riding it slowly up, where it's not you're not just jerking the movement. So I don't feel like I'm putting myself at risk of injury doing that. Yeah. So I can put so much tension through the quads in the front.
So he's taught you a lot. I know you trained with Mike Van Wyck when you were up in Dorian's gym, and and you get to train with some great people. But you're learning. So you're still learning what your physique can do.
Yeah. Every day.
That's how you advance, right? No injuries, right? No injuries right now?
No, nothing serious. My
elbow
bugs me a little bit.
Tell me about the tissue work you're getting done.
Right now, I'm doing 90 minutes, three times.
I always bragged about this. So listen, people, your tissue work is so important, right? You worked with a lot of therapists already out in Vegas, huh?
Yeah. I love. I mean, I feel like I need it. You know, it's like,
Vegas to me it's the fitness capital of the world.
for sure.
You know, there's endless gyms. I mean, think of how many therapists you've seen in this town that are good.
Yeah,
4 or 5 already.
For sure.
And I'm sure there's more.
Yeah, if you needed a massage, you could definitely get one today.
Yeah, I'm really glad. I'm glad you made the decision to come, man. It's like, you know, we kind of got a front row seat to all the stuff that goes on. You know, we've been talking about having you on the channel for a while, so it's really good you came on, and this won't be the last time. You know.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me here. It's awesome.
We'd love to have you come back after one of these victories, man.
Yeah,
we got to do that, and we got to at some point here in the near future got to get you. When he's posing one day.
Well, that's going to happen in the next few weeks, you know.
Yeah, that would be epic.
I just mentioned, actually, Dave, I'd like to come train with you and Milos one day just to kind of get in the middle of it. And
you want to do the giant sets,
well,
right?
I want to do at least I'm not going to hang with you, dude, because you know what I'm saying? I'm not even trying to be that competitive, I want to get it on JTV because you know, our following loves Milos, and you're like the up-and-coming superstar. So it's like
a lot of fun.
We want to do that, and it would give us the opportunity to kind of train together. You know,
that'd be sweet. I tried the Jay Cutler Bowl. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you tried it?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
you ate all that meat, 12 ounces of meat.
Yeah,
and,
This was
2 cups of rice.
weeks back, but it was awesome. Yeah. It was funny. I go in there. I'm just by myself, but you got your own table.
Table, yeah. There's teriyaki boy. Yeah.
It's awesome. And then there's like a sign with you.
Yeah. So you know you made it when you get a bowl named after yourself. Dude.
Yeah, I got to work on this. The grimy bowl is coming.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, you got the grimy curls, and I remember he said, "What the hell are those?" And
remember I told one day.
What the hell is that?
We were joking about it.
Said, "What the F is that?" Right?
We were joking about it one day. He's like, "My grimy clothes." I'm like, "You know what grimy means?"
Yeah.
It's like it's like a derogatory term.
Are you still doing the grimy
really great
clothing? I mean, where do people go to get all that?
Yeah, so grimyxlifestyle.com.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it on there. And actually, so because I have such a warehouse in Canada, I'm actually trying to like get rid of all of it, because instead of bringing it all to Vegas, it's very expensive to do. So everything's like 40-50% off right now. Just use code Vegas. You know, it's also Regan Grimes. ReganGrimes.com is also a way to get there.
Clicks to it.
Yeah.
Do we get like some type of commission if we sell stuff for you?
Yeah. So
what do you carry? What do you carry?
I pretty much have like tracksuits. Yeah. I just recently got in like, you know, straps, belts and stuff like that, and gym accessories. Yeah. But yeah, tracksuits, sweaters, pants.
If you need to bring some of the stuff to Vegas, bro, I got warehouse space for you. Yeah, don't worry.
Awesome. Thank you. Shit.
Everyone's going to be in the office. We got this is just like a party all day.
I know. We were just talking about. We were just talking the other day. I'm like, dude, we got to get a bigger place.
We got
this person.
We got people coming in. Ben just walked in, and we got Larry here now, and we got like. Everybody.
If you walk in this office, you'd have no idea what goes on here.
Yeah.
There's a guy doing real estate. There's a guy doing medical leads. There's a guy doing this. It's like it's like a smorgasbord.
So is that it? That's we touched, I think, on pretty much everything.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, just
appreciate the time. We know you got to eat your food, and you know we look forward to. We'll be talking about you, I'm sure, anyway. But you know, thanks for coming on, bro.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, appreciate having me.
Until next time, after he has another victory.
Yeah.
Until next time.
All right,
Grimy out.